YouTube. Happy Saturday morning. Welcome to my channel. I am Pam. Today is Saturday, December 5th. And I remembered the date today because it's part one of Stitching Book Club's Christmas Carol. I'm so excited. I'll show that a little bit later. I have it printed out. I've been counting down the days. Okay, so this is Flossmas number 5. And Flossmas, if this is your first Flossmas video, is just a series of short little videos every day leading up to Christmas. What else do I want to say about that? Not much, except that I am doing a giveaway, and I like to mention it. I know it's getting to be a bit repetitive. Just quickly, I'm giving away the Prairie Schooler little mini charts. I'm giving one away a day. It's totally random. You don't know which card you'll be winning. And to enter, you need to be 18. You cannot say giveaway in your comment. You just have to comment. You don't have to say anything specific. Just commenting on this video gets you entered. And you have to fill out the Google form in my description box below so that I don't have to chase you down for your address. It's as easy peasy as that. Yesterday's winner was, I'm going to say your last name wrong. It was, Jacqueline Libfried, something like that. Anyway, Jacqueline, you've already filled out my Google form, so you don't have to worry about, sending me your address because it's not going to go out in the mail today. It will go out in the mail on Monday. So it's, And again, and this comes back to something else I wanted to say. If the lighting is bad today, this is why, and I'm sorry. It is gloomy and rainy and just an all-around yucky day here in Rhode Island. And actually, it's probably like this everywhere in New England today. We're having a nor'easter. So if you are not from the area, a nor'easter is a storm off the coast. So it's a coastal storm where the winds come in from the northeast and they all kind of like, the whole storm kind of goes like this, and the winds come in from the northeast and it wraps bands of moisture off the ocean and up. It's windy and gusty and rainy and snowy for some people. Sometimes nor'easters are rain, sometimes they're snow, sometimes they're both. There's always wind. We're starting as rain here in Rhode Island, and then by this afternoon, we're going to switch over to some snow, which is actually very exciting. I love snow. We're on one of those like lines where we could get 1 to 3 inches, or we could get 3 to 6 inches. We're right on that line where you could go either way. So I'm thinking maybe we'll get 2 to 4 inches, somewhere in there. Who knows? But that's exciting. I love snow, although, and I feel this is going to be a heavy, wet snow I know I've got a few New England viewers. I hope that you keep your power. I know that it's going to be a heavy, wet snow. I know that areas north of me are getting quite a bit of snow and that the chances of power outages are pretty high. So fingers crossed that everybody keeps their power on. Okay, so what did I work on yesterday? Before we get to what I will be working on today. Yesterday, I put another length of floss into my 2021 temperature tree chart that I'm gonna be doing. I don't know why I don't have this all prepared. This is what I'm doing for 2021. It's Stitch Your Mommy's temperature tree chart. I'm trying to put a length of floss every day in the trunk so that I'm all prepared and ready to go for January. I'm stitching it on 16 count antique white Aida. And yeah, so yesterday I just had a little bit of the branch coming in here. I apologize for the wrinkles. I may get out and iron once a month. If we're lucky. I hate ironing. And I stitch in hand, so it's just gonna look like this again tomorrow when I go to show it, and I don't wanna have to iron it every day. So my branch got a lot fatter, and now it's got a second limb. So that was what a length of floss got me. I did want to, someone mentioned, one of the commenters from yesterday I apologize, I didn't write down your name. And I have like the worst memory. I was telling my husband this morning, my brain fog has been a little bit concerning. I usually am pretty sharp and I usually have a memory like an elephant. Not lately. So she mentioned that she lived in Arizona and that all of her leaves, her leaves are going to look like, Moses's burning bush. Which I thought that gave me a little chuckle, because I was concerned a couple days ago that in the winter all of my leaves were going to be this color, or I'm sorry, this color. But what Stitchin' Mommy has done is everybody can use all these colors. She's got a different legend for if you live in a cold area, you'll still use all these colors, except that maybe this red one won't be for 86 degrees or whatever it is, 96 degrees. It'll be for 45 degrees or 65 degrees, whatever. I don't know what the highest temperature range in Alaska is. And if you live in Arizona, this blue might not be for 40 degrees. It might be for 65 degrees. So like it all shifts if you want to still have the full color range. Now, and this is just a personal preference thing. For me, I would want the colors to sort of represent where I live instead of it being the same as everyone else's. So if I lived in, say, Arizona, I would probably take this range right here and then I'd add in some colors so that there was still a variation, but they represented more warmer tones. And if I lived in Alaska, I might do something similar down here and maybe have less reds and more variation in my colder colors. I live in a place where I have a very big variation. So I like the idea that your colors look like the place you live. But you may like the idea of having a tree that looks a lot like this. So that's why there's something for everyone. But you can fiddle around with it. You can do whatever you want with your tree. You don't even have to do a tree. You don't even have to do a temperature chart. But if you want to do a temperature chart with me, it doesn't have to be a tree. There's a lot of them out there. So I did want to mention that. And then I was a little behind on my 2020 temperature chart, a few days behind. So I worked on that yesterday a little bit. So this year I'm doing the Granny Square daily temperature stitch along. This one also, I could be wrong. This one does not have a range. So you could end up like Carolyn Manning is from Southern Minnesota. So she had a lot of blues and a little bit of reds, where my middle section was very red. We had a very warm summer and spring and fall. And so I don't have a lot of those just blues. So there was not a geographical type, like she didn't have different keys for different places where you live, unlike the temperature tree. So anyway, the point being, yesterday I needed to put in a whole bunch. I didn't have enough, what are these called? See, brain fog. I didn't have enough of the outlines done. So I had to do more of those so that I could stitch yesterday's. And this was yesterday's. And the day before, and the day before. This was December 1st. I outlined the first of every month in the yellow so that I can find it. So this has been, this was a cool day, but this has been a fairly warm December and November so far. So, oh well. I would have liked to have seen more cold weather granny squares in there. It just hasn't worked out that way. So getting close to the end on that one. And then I took out 4 boys and an NL girls Flossmas ornament for this year. And 50% of the proceeds from this are going to Muscular Dystrophy Canada.
And you can get this on her Etsy shop, and that's going to be linked below. And don't forget to check out Caroline from Off the Grid Needle Arts. She's doing auctions on her Instagram account benefiting Muscular Dystrophy Canada. So those are all linked in the description box below. And so I'm working on this. I've done some changes because I live in a greenhouse and not a brown house. I didn't get much done. So I ended up getting a pretty bad headache last night, and I didn't get a ton of stitching done last night. I ended up crashing in front of Netflix and watching I started season 3 of The Crown because I'm super behind on The Crown. And I didn't even do any knitting. So it was kind of a very stitchy free night for me last night. So I finished the roof. So I'm doing the house in green. Again, my lighting is super bad today. I did the house in green. I'm doing the roof in brown. And then I started the snow. And then that was it. So I think today, no, I'm not even gonna work on this today. So it's gonna get put away because Stitching Book Club Part 1 came out for the Christmas Carol. I don't even know why. I think I'm so excited for this because it's not something, I normally don't stitch things that look like this. And I've never stitched on an opalescent fabric. So here it is. I'll show it to you. This is part 1. I don't normally do like these geometric, repetitive designs. It's not usually me, but I'm super excited about it. So you need to start in the center because there's going to be stuff that happens around here. And so center start is a must. And I am doing it on 14 count white opalescent Aida. So it's got, I don't know if I can get it to shimmer. It's got a little shimmer to it. Terribly bad lighting today. And this is the floss. And I'm thinking, it's got a fair amount of French knots. I'm thinking of replacing the French knots with these Mill Hill beads. So I will see how that goes. I think there's French knots in the pattern right in part 1. Yeah, these look like French knots. So I'll be able to tell right away whether I like the whole bead thing or whether I'm gonna buckle down and do the French knots. I hate French knots. So I've been told that colonial knots are easier than French knots. I need to watch a YouTube tutorial and figure that out because I've never done a colonial knot and I don't know how they're different. But yeah, I'm hoping the beads work because I'm really all about the sparkly right now. I don't know if it's because of the season or if I've always been sort of a sparkly person. I don't know. So my plan today is to work on, well, to get another length of floss in that. I want to get that January branch done on the temperature tree. And then I'm going to stitch Stitching Book Club's Christmas Carol. And my plan is to stitch that on, I'm not going to get it all done today, although who knows, it's a nor'easter. I'm not going anywhere. So my plan is to get that all the way done before I bring the ornament from the Home for the Holidays ornament back out, which I think, by the way, is going to be for me a little bigger than ornament size. I might make it into something else. I should have probably done this on 40 count. I didn't say what this was. I'm doing this on a 32 count piece of scrap fabric that I have I have no idea what it is. So I did get a little package this morning, like 7 o'clock in the morning. The post office was knocking on my door with a package. My supplies from Knit Picks have arrived for my hat. So I don't remember how much yarn I needed. I ordered 2. So I have 2, I don't know what these are called, skeins, balls. I don't know the knitting terminology yet. Somebody can let me know. Anyway, it's worsted weight. It's 100 grams and it's called, the name is Wednesday. And they're both Wednesdays. One is darker than the other. I I'm assuming that's just, I like this darker one better. That's gonna make a pretty hat, but I don't know if I need to use them both together. I don't know if I needed 200 grams. I don't know why I would have ordered two. And then I needed stitch markers, which, I don't know, they look kind of like fancy safety pins to me. You know? I don't know. Anyway, we needed them, so I ordered them. And I also ordered a little darning needle kit. I'm gonna apologize for the crinkles. If I can get this open, I'm gonna open it. I can't get that open. This is too complicated. Oh wait, it opens at the bottom. So it's got a little case to put in your needles. So that's fun. So I don't lose them. Because I didn't own any, because you all know I'm not crafty. And then I ordered the double pointed needles that I needed for the hat and the needles on the wire. These must be called something. Circular needles. I'm a cross stitcher, folks. I'm not a knitter. So I ordered those that I needed. And then they give you this little postcard, and this may have been my favorite part. So it's a little postcard, you know, thank you for, that's super cute. But on the other side, it's a paper doll. Like, paper dolls was one of my favorite things when I was young. I used to get the really fancy ones, the intricate one. I loved paper dolls. I could spend all afternoon on a day like this with my paper dolls. So I don't know, do I leave him on the postcard? Do I cut him out? Do I give him a name and dress him up? I don't know, but he's super cute. I think I'm gonna have to cut him out. It makes me so happy. All right, so that's it for me. This was a little longer than I was hoping it was going to be. Anyway, stay warm today, stay dry if you are in the Northeast. I hope your power stays on. Happy stitching, happy Flossmas. I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.